Hi everyone, this is my Science Center on the 4 seasons for kindergarten grade level. These are the NGSS standards that I chose to fit best for my Science Center. So KESS 2-1, use and share observations of local weather conditions to describe patterns over time. KESS 3-2, ask questions to obtain information about the purpose of weather forecasting to prepare for and respond to severe weather. And the general topic of the 4 seasons is to introduce summer, fall, winter, and spring, and to address seasonal changes in different locations, weather conditions that affect what we do, what we wear, and how the weather makes us feel sometimes. And the 4 seasons changes plants, animals, land, so we'll get in depth about that, and our activities. So what are seasons? So Earth is surrounded by a layer of earth called atmosphere. Sometimes air becomes too hot or cold, and this is called weather. A season is a part of a year. This is when weather remains the same for a long period of time, which is called seasons. So for our first activity, before we jump into the discussion of the 4 seasons, I want to get to know what my students already know, what is their background knowledge of seasons, and so I want to create a circle diagram with the 4 seasons, and this is for me to engage with my students and get to learn what they know already. So usually I would do this in a bigger piece of paper, but I have my spring, summer, winter, and fall into 4 different pieces, and the students will just tell me what they know. So for example, spring, students might say flowers, rain, umbrella, Easter, or winter. It snows, Christmas, gloves, and just this allows me to get familiar with what they know and what I can be able to teach them. And this is my cross-curricular subject. It's ELA. For activity 2, as a class, we will read 2 books, and first this is Changes Within the Trees. The next book is The Reason for the Seasons, and this book gets into more in depth about why do we have seasons? And we have seasons because our planet is tilted. So those are 2 very interesting books that I can read to the class. And before the book, I would do before discussion questions, and I would again just engage. And what is your favorite season, and what do you like to do in the summer, and what are some of your favorite activities? Do you like to go swimming? Do you like to have snowball fights? And after discussion questions, I would ask some questions that are more related to the stories. And what are some signs that fall is coming? And what causes the 4 seasons? Again, this is my cross-curricular subject in ELA. Activity 3. And this activity gets the students' cognitive learning going. So for this activity, it is a matching activity, and here we have our 4 seasonal changes within our trees. So we have spring, we have summer, fall, and winter. And what I would do for multiple uses of this activity, I would Velcro each small piece, and I can Velcro these pieces onto the piece of paper so they can differentiate the seasonal activities with the appropriate season. And again, here is my ELA cross-curricular subject, and then we want to share what we learned. So this allows me to see whether the students know if they go swimming in the summer, or what appropriate clothing are they going to wear in the winter. Activity 4. This is my seasons tree activity, and we are to create a flip book demonstrating the seasons changing in a pattern. So some materials that you may need, it's construction paper. Particularly, I would use white construction paper, orange, light green, and blue to differentiate the 4 different seasons. And you're going to use a bowl to cut it out and to make it a circle, and pencil to trace the circle, scissors to cut the bowl, and glue stick and markers. So here I created my flip book, and I have winter, and students would draw the appropriate tree in the season. So we have winter, we have spring, and this one has flowers on it. We have summer, and we have fall. And I would just glue this and make it a flip book, but I made it easier to not do that, so I can just flip it. But this allows students to see that the seasons are in a pattern. And one assessment strategy I chose was to do a 4 seasons rubric, and this actually meets all of my appropriate activities. So do the students identify the seasons? Do they create a complete thought to describe activities during that season? Do they create illustrations within the demonstrating seasons and use complete sentences? And for my exit ticket, since they are little ones, I would just have them do a small little coloring picture to draw the season, the leaf or a snowflake or the sun or a flower, and we're going to connect it to which appropriate season would that be in.